What's up, boys, girls, ladies, and gents? This is your friendly ocean dweller, Borka the Orca, and today we're going to talk about who you should play in Season 6 if you want to get to Diamond. And we will be getting all our information from Overbuff. For those of you who don't know what Overbuff is a statistical website for Overwatch. It keeps track of your individual players stacked amongst everyone and also your player skill amongst everyone. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the top 3 from every role, which is DPS, defense, tank, and support. So without further ado, let's get to it. We are going to be starting with the majority of what people play, which is DPS. My top 3 DPS is Soldier, Reaper, and Pharah. And the way we're going to go about picking my top 3 is going to be win rate and on fire percentage. Soldier is considered to be one of the best Diamond DPS characters, and the reason for this is because he has a 53.07 win percentage and a 14.59 on fire percentage. Now on to number 2, and at number 2 I have Reaper. Reaper has a 52.82 win percentage and a 19.85 on fire percentage, which once again, if you can guess it, means you just have to be decent at playing Reaper to win a majority of your games. Now on to number 3, Pharah. She's a bit more complicated to play, but she sits at my number 3 because she has a 52.44 win percentage and a 17.26 on fire rate. So if you can get good with one of these 3 characters, then you're going to win a majority of your games and you will eventually begin to climb. Because we all heard about it, the SR system's changing, you're going to get more for winning and less for loot. Now on to the defensive role. Remember when I said we were going to take the top 3 by win percentage? Well, this is one of the situations we're not going to, because Torb is considered to be number 1 at a 59.18. But in my opinion, I feel Torb is really only a defensive player. He should only be played on certain maps. Not saying that you can't play him on attack, I just say he's better played on defense and also on certain maps. So now let's get into my top 3. My top 3 are Junkrat, Bastion, and Mei. The reason I chose Junkrat is because he has a 53.88 win percentage and a 14.04 on fire rate. And if you haven't realized, there's a common theme here. I'm going to break it down to you. It's simple. All you have to do is be decent at these players to climb. You don't have to be great, you just have to understand how to play these guys. Now on to number 2, Bastion. Bastion is a little bit more complicated, although he's still easier to play. You need to know when to sit in his turret form and when to be the mobile Bastion. This is something that you should test in quickly before you jump into competitive. Now my number 3 is Mei. This was a hard one to pick. Mei is my number 3 is because she's really good at delaying. So if you have a payload map and your team gets wiped, you just go into her little ice ball and wait for your team to come back. When you do this, this allows your team to come back and give you a chance to either hold the round or win the game. Now on to tanks. Tanks have been a weird role lately. You got Orisa added to the game, and then Roadhog got nerfed, but then Roadhog got buffed. The top 3 win percentage wise is Reinhardt, Orisa, and d.va. But my top 3 is Reinhardt, d.va, and Zarya. Reinhardt has a 55.28 win percentage and a 9.59 on fire percentage. Reinhardt has a lot of different ways you can use him, and overall he is the best tank. My number 2 is d.va. She is my favorite personally and can be used in many different ways. I use her a lot as DPS, but she's also good at tanking, which is her real purpose. Number 3, Zarya. Zarya is a 52.87 win percentage and a 13.03 on fire rate. The great thing about Zarya is she allows for your team to push big with her Graviton, which then can clear your way to win the map. That's why she's my number 3 over Orisa. Now on to support. Support's very similar to defense for the way I'm going to view it. Is the number 1 I don't believe is number 1, which is Symmetra with a 63.9 win rate. I mean, that's an amazing win rate, but I don't feel like she should be used in all situations. She's more of a defensive player in my opinion than anything. But for my top 3, it's Mercy, Lucio, and Zen. Although Ana's good, I don't believe she is a top 3 killer. Mercy is my number 1 because she's a 53.2 win percentage, and a 6.9 on fire rate. The biggest factor in me picking Mercy is her res, and now since she got buffed, she also has a second ult, which is an attack ult. Now that she has a support and an attack ult, this makes her one of the best healers. Now on to number 2. Number 2 is Lucio. I like Lucio a lot. He could be technically number 1, but there's just some issues with him that I don't like. Overall though, Lucio has a 53.03 win percentage and an 8.67 on fire rate. He's a very easy healer to use, but if you learn to play him at a high level, he is one of the best healers to play. Now on to number 3, Zenyatta. Zenyatta is a great healer. All of these healers are really good and really well designed. But Zen has a 52.72 win percentage and a 10.77 on fire rate. The one thing I really like about Zen is that he is really good at killing, and then also has his Discord orb, which once it's put on someone, you just tell your team to go after that guy and they just drop. This is why I picked these top 3 as my favorite supports, and overall I hope you enjoyed listening to why I think you should play these players in Season 6. Thank you. I'll see you at the end of the video.
My ultimate is ready.
Remember guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe. This has been your friendly neighborhood ocean dweller, saying, see ya.